Right.
So here we are, you guys. Oh, that's right.
Vera.
They already know our name.
Oh, that's right. I was being a little past that day, wasn't I?
And Christina. And Vera, should we tell them what is coming up right now? Well, we kind of mentioned it last week, didn't we? About our sale.
Yes.
For our picture.
For the spirit guide.
It's the spirit guide counselor. And that's exactly what we're going to be talking about today.
Yeah.
But you can find her, and she's going to be on sale. It's one of my art pieces at our website, Souls Enlightenment.
For a limited time only.
Limited time. I'm thinking till June.
Well, we said
less.
limited.
Limited time.
Yeah, whatever.
So it's soulsenlightenment.com under store. And I also wanted to point out advice from the other side.
Right, with Angus.
Yeah.
That's a service.
Under services. And
if you want to know about past lives and how they correlate with your current lifetime, or just to know about them.
Or what's coming up in your life now.
Yeah.
You know, or insight into any situation, whether it's a health thing or finances or career.
Yeah, anything.
You can have what...
Except murder.
Right, yeah. And you can have what we call a past life reading with Vera, and that's under services too. Anything else we have coming up that you wanted to tell everybody?
Gosh, no, other than we're still trying to find a place for that retreat. I know it's like we do that every week, but I still I want to find a nice place, even if it's somebody's house that has property or something.
Exactly. That would work.
Yeah.
That would be great, especially with the weather getting nicer. We could be outside for our meditations and our group discussions. And so if you know of any place that you think would work, we'd love to hear from you in an email or in comments in the video.
And then we can get together and do talk about certain spiritual topics or whatever, then do meditations and maybe have a past life group reading.
Exactly. Yeah. There's a lot of things that we want to do. There's so much that we can do. But anyway, so we'd love to hear from you about that. But today we wanted to talk a little bit more. We started last week, but it's about our spirit guide counselor. And this is something new that, talk about advice from the other side.
Yeah.
This is something new from Angus that Vera's
I have to
talking
twist
about.
because I feel like I'm...
I know. But yeah, so Vera, you were saying that, you know, just like we have a council on the other side, don't we? But so do our spirit guides. Yeah,
they have they have a go-to person that if they wanted to talk over our lives that are, you know, having issues or whatever, then they can go to her and talk about things. And then if she can't help them resolve it, then it goes to counsel, and then Asna could be involved, or all of the above.
Right. And you know what's really interesting too is Vera and I were talking earlier today that, you know, our spirit guides are entities that are just like us, that are on the other side.
Right.
And even though they're on the other side, it doesn't mean that they're perfect.
Right.
And they're not above emotion and those types of things, because they're around us as their charge so much that sometimes they get dialed into that frequency that we're feeling.
Plus they have to, so that they can relate and help us that way
for
too.
You know, empathy and what we're going through. And sometimes they need a counselor themselves. Right. You know, which is an interesting thought, isn't it?
I know.
You know, I have to tell you, one of the things too, when I was looking over some of the angel information that we got recently from Angus, he was saying that even our angels don't need to be counseled, but our angels do, for lack of a better term, they can feel our emotion of what their charge, us as their charge, are going through even. So I thought that was really interesting. Yeah. That was something that we weren't told before. Yeah, because it's true. It's just like whenever you're doing a hypnosis session, and if you've never done it before, then how do you know what your clients are going through? I mean, you can read it in a book, you can imagine what they might be going through, but to know what it actually feels like and to give them guidance that way too, it's just it has so much more depth to it. Yes, exactly. Yeah. You know, it reminds me of... Oops, sorry, I kicked the camera. One of the old adages we used to say all the time at the office was, if you'd never taken a drink, how would you know how to help somebody who's like an alcoholic or whatever? You know what I mean? So being able to feel what a person's going through, it gives us more understanding.
Yeah.
And know how to counsel them and help them.
And there's empathy too. I mean, you could have empathy for them, or like you said, imagine. But yeah, you have to, or live with one, or have a a parent that was one. Then you really know what it's like. But yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So the spirit guide counselor, and when we petition our guides, a lot of times our guides go to, like you were mentioning, the spirit guide counselor. And I thought it was interesting too, because they even have to be sometimes because you kind of picked up on it earlier. You were saying about the emotion and the intellect for our guides. Kind of goes, because, not that our guides are always, can be in the emotion or the intellect. They're pretty cemented together. But still, they can feel that frequency.
Yeah, and they love us, and they, you would think. Yeah.
They're not above that.
Yeah, exactly, because they do love us. So, but it's just like, again, I don't want to bring up hypnosis session, but you have to be the intellect.
For people.
Otherwise, whenever you're hearing whatever situation they're going through in the past life or whatever, and it is something really challenging, and then if you start crying, then how are you going to be able to, I mean, I guess you could, but I could never do that. Sylvia really taught us how to be their intellect, so that you can really help them with the challenges or the issue at hand, kind of thing.
Right, and it keeps the focus all on the person.
Right, yeah.
Instead of about us, as a counselor or what have you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's so strange, because I've never felt at any point wanting to cry during, and you hear some pretty, challenging things whenever they're going back, and even into their current lifetime, but it's like, it's this other, you shift into a different gear, is the only way I can put it, and then help them that way.
Right. So we wanted to also mention that, if you don't know a lot about what a spirit guide is, we have our spirit guides before we even come into life. It's an entity on the other side that we've made an agreement with to watch over us and to help to keep us on our life chart. So before we even come in, we work together with our spirit guide to work on our chart of what we want to accomplish, our main initiatives for our life, and they help to keep us on our chart. And if we start to kind of veer off our path a bit, they'll throw in messages or messengers along the way to help guide us back over. That's one of the things that our spirit guide does. And you can talk to them, because our spirit guides cannot read our mind, unless you give them permission. So you can talk to them. I've given mine permission to read my mind, because otherwise I'll be talking to them all the time. But let's see, what else am I wanting to tell people about spirit guides? What else?
No, that's pretty much it. I mean, they're just there to help us and guide us.
Yeah,
basically.
And they're always with you. They never
love
leave
us.
you.
Yeah.
And it's interesting too, because we have picked up, what Angus told us recently is that we've picked up more spirit guides and more angels because of what we're all going through during this era that we're living in. Things are getting more challenging.
Right.
And so our guides can have specific expertises, can't they?
Yeah.
To help us in different ways in our life.
Yeah, because if you need more of the intellect than the emotion, then, you get that kind of a guide, and vice versa, that kind of thing. Yeah. And your angels, too. Yeah. We have a lot more angels, too.
We have a lot more angels around us
right And now. The veil is thinning.
Yeah.
So much that, we're really being able to, if you didn't feel that you were psychic before, maybe, or had intuition before, you might be feeling it more now.
Yeah.
And then, if you've already had that, you're really getting a lot of information.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, it's awesome.
And what she's talking about is the veil between this side and the other side thinning. So you might be feeling your presence of your guides or your angels around you, or loved ones that have passed on.
I've been hearing that more and more around the people in my neighborhood, where before they never would have said that.
That's so interesting.
Yeah. So I don't know if they're saying it because they know that I'm not going to tell them they're cuckoo,
Right.
You know, and they're more open to sharing and stuff. But yeah, even my neighbor, she's 93. Yeah, and her husband died, I believe, in August of last year. And she talks to him all the time, and before she was not like that.
From everything you said before,
Yeah.
she definitely wasn't.
No, she didn't even know if there was a heaven before.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's pretty interesting.
That is.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Exactly.
Well, anyway, was there anything else that we wanted to pass on to our friends about spirit guides, other than you can also visualize them, like when you're going to bed or when you're waking up, because those times we're more open.
Yeah.
And you know, if there's something on your mind or you're searching for an answer, you can always ask them to give you a message in your dream. And
keep a journal or a tape recorder or something, because I tell you, once you've put that foot on that carpet or floor, it's gone.
Yeah, pedal to the metal.
Because I thought, oh, I'll never forget this. And by the time I got to the kitchen, it is gone.
Isn't that the I know. Yeah. So that would be good. And then because they infuse us. Like, we might think it's our own thoughts, but it's really inspiration and ideas that are coming from our spirit guide to help us along our path. And you know, because I was going to say, you know, also during a reading,
they joke with us too.
Yeah, that's true. But during readings with people, under your past life readings, sometimes people ask you what their spirit guide's name is and if they have a message for them and that kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So that's always an option too. But they're always with you, and just in thinking about them, you know, just know that a lot of times they're thinking of you, and that's why you're picking up on that.
Yeah, exactly.
So anyways, yeah, I think that's about it that we wanted to tell them about today. Was there anything else that you thought of about spirit guides?
Not about
spirit guide
guides,
council?
No.
Okay. And sometime soon in an episode, we'll have to talk to them about counsel on the other side, because we all have our own personal counsel too.
Right.
That we learned about.
There's so much philosophy. Oh my
There's
God.
a lot.
We could go on for days.
We'll have to do that.
And I also want to talk about that restaurant. I'm not going to name the name of it, because the owner doesn't want people like coming in to try to ghostbust it, because she's had really bad. But it's a restaurant that I got to go in. It was so cool, so I want to tell you guys about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to give them a little sneak peek hint about what it is about?
Well, no, it's just that it was haunted, and she didn't know when she bought it.
It's a haunted restaurant. We're gonna have to do
restaurant
that
bar
coming up soon, an episode soon this spring. So thanks for joining us today, you guys. We love you.
Happy spring. Happy birthday, Aries fairies.
Yeah. Aries warriors.
Warriors, that's right. Well, they could be fairies
too, yeah.
Bye, guys.
Bye.